Hello everybody, and welcome to Grindcast number 9, BlizzCon or Bust. Yeah, starting already. Alright, I am joined today by, as the always clever... Yeah, we'll just stop there, folks. Beta.
Hey everybody.
Yeah, you better say that. And our to steal a quote from Nevik from the Shadow Soulstone, our fourth musketeer, Jamie.
Hello.
Yes.
Welcome.
We are now a quintet? Or is that 5? Quadtet? I don't know.
It's quad, something like quad-ish.
Yeah.
We're truly a quadfecta now. From show 3, we are now a quadfecta. Yay, we are perfect in almost every single way. Except for that one little life on hit stat that we want to get rid of. Alrighty, so let's just get into what's been going on the past week. Beta, you go first.
What's going on the past week? A lot of Diablo, and a lot of Diablo glitches, and some Hearthstone on the side.
Okay, I need to give people a reference for when you say a lot of Diablo. You were roughly Paragon 100 when Reaper Souls came out, more or less?
I was no Paragon levels when Reaper Souls came out.
Oh, yeah, he was no Paragon. I am currently 274, and this crack monkey over here is now 281.
Yeah, but you want to know how he got that first 100, right? The EXP weekend, he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, dude, guess what? I'm playing." I'm like, "Oh, cool. You playing hardcore?" He's like, "No, I'm playing softcore." He's like, "Check what I got." I'm like, "What?" "I got 100 Paragon levels today." I'm like, "Bullshit." "No, you didn't." He's like, "Yeah, I did. Because when I logged on, I didn't have any." I'm like, "Oh my god!" So he got 100 Paragon levels in like a day. I don't know what he was doing, or but he did it, and he's some crazy one there.
He merged a Witch Doctor Voodoo into the Wizard Arcana magic, and like poof, 100 levels.
I know, right?
He's like the hybrid between the everlasting war between Witch Doctors and witches.
Yeah, let's just say I had a lot of really geared friends that were able to rush me through Torment really fast.
Yeah, I imagine so. Alright, I said Jamie in intro, and I am eternally forgiven. It is JC Monkey. So, yeah. JC, what have you been doing this past week?
I've actually took a break from Diablo, my 12 to 16 hour days since release, taking a break. I started doing my comic, my episode 2 I got done. I'm going to be working on episode 3 and try and get that done too. So...
Would you care to explain the comic further?
Oh, yeah. It's a Diablo 3 based comic. It's called The Subsequent Heroes. You can find it at jcmcomics.com.
Cool.
Right. That's good. And I'll be doing a short front page post on the website for lazy people like myself that will give a short description and links to episode 1 and 2.
And the prologue.
Yes, the prologue is very important. You have to read the prologue. And whenever JC adds another episode, I'll make a front page on the post as well, so people can look for links on GrindExp, or if they're not lazy and bookmark your website, they can get to it through there.
Cool.
So, my week, besides getting ready to go on a wondrous 8-day vacation, technology-free, which I always look forward to. Just like, it's like detox. Just a wondrous thing. Yes, I am going to Disney World, which will some like, why would you go to Disney World? It's like, as soon as I go to my departing airport, I never have to drive again. I just take buses everywhere inside the park. I don't have to drive. I don't have to worry about gas. I don't have to worry about renting a car. It's an amazing thing to be driven around everywhere, even if it is a bus. And since I am over the age of 21, for us in the States, it's a wondrous time drinking in Disney. Like fireworks, you see cartoon characters everywhere. It's
there's a bunch of Disney princesses you can perv on. Come take my picture with me. Yeah. Come on, get a little closer. Yeah.
All right, let's not tangent too far down that road. But
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I telling you my story of what I would do if I go there?
probably. Yeah, so I'm getting ready for that vacation. Oh god, two more working days, and then I'm gone for 8. But don't be discouraged. We'll have content in the meantime, one way or another. I have been finally getting into heroes, cutting my teeth on a couple of heroes. I love Tashdar. He's probably one of my favorite, if not favorite, StarCraft universe heroes, and he plays exceptionally well in heroes from what I've done so far. Diablo is just a badass. He's a brawler. Like, all his abilities, if you combo them the right way, will just always kill an enemy hero, especially if you smack him next to one of your turrets. He just goes up to roars, and then you just, like, die before you even know what happens. And I was wondering what all this Nova hype was, especially in the beginning when the alpha just came out and we saw all these builds. I'm going like, could it really be? So I picked Nova, I read the abilities, I'm like, okay, I kind of see how she works. After 2 or 3 matches, I'm like, oh, that's why. And I have subsequently purchased her with the gold I have, and now I can play her whenever I damn want to. So I'm finding I enjoy heroes a lot more. I'm also beginning to make links to League of Legends with how the trait systems go and how all that stuff goes. But all around, I'm enjoying how it goes. And go from there. Everything else we'll save for when we get to it in our discussion points. So,
Nice.
So with that, let's actually go into this past week or two's discussion points, and we'll start off as always with Diablo 3. Nevertheless made a very well put together list of items that will not drop in a cache. I think that's how it was work, or
Yeah. Correct.
Like will not drop in a cache, or will drop in a cache.
No.
Or
Yeah.
will be Torment only, Torment 1 and above, and all that kind of stuff. It's actually a very well put together list. That's
I gotta correct you, Dread. It's
please do, because because it had like everything on it.
Well, yeah, they had both. They had both the Torment only item list and the list of items that drop in the caches per act. And if you hovered over it, you can get the exact item stats and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yes.
there's another thing. It's stuff that you can gamble from. I don't remember the
Kadala.
guy from the Blood Shard lady.
Kadala.
Kadala.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the part I was missing. I forgot to put in this rough draft of the notes. It was the Kadala element. Also, they are starting up a theory crafting Thursdays. They're going to be going over certain abilities, certain builds, whatever they decide to go over. I think it's starting next Thursday that they're going to be doing that.
Yeah, there's a conspiracy theory with that, boy.
Ooh. Okay, what's the conspiracy?
It's basically, how can we get the people to tell us their elite buffed builds so we can nerf them? Let's get them to come tell them to us.
You know, out of everything you say, kind of like that, I actually kind of agree with that one more than not.
Well, even though they can just look in their system and their database and see what kind of builds there are, it's more fun to do if they come to us and do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nerf your build day.
Yeah, come nerf your build. Come tell us.
It's like, wait, this is what I signed up for. And the last news element we have for right now is the Reaper Soul soundtrack is now available on the Blizzard music page.
Yeah,
not available to listen to for free, so you have to buy it, but it's on their page. So if you want to get it directly through them, you can. I know. I was kind of excited, like, wait, it's available, like free, listen to. I'm like, no, you have to buy it. I'm like, okay. All right, so that's all the news from there. This is where we can go a little further into our Diablo 3 discussions. I know I've been pretty much just playing my wizard right now. I did get my monk up to 70, but I still feel the monk has uniquely weird gearing issues. As far as, like, you want to get the attack speed up, but you want to make sure the resistance is in the right spot, and then you roll out to get there, and I don't know, I just didn't want to deal with that right now, so I've been pretty much playing my wizard exclusively. oh god, my wizard is bring me thunder and lightning. It is all lightning all the time. The only thing I'm missing to make it even more lightning is either a Fulminator or Fulminator, I think is the correct way of saying it, or a Thunder Fury to be like knocking the volume up to like 11 as far as like lightning damage and being the lightning that you seek to be. I could do Torment 1 and 2 pretty good. Torment 3 is where things get a little bit...
What abilities are you using?
I'm using... right now, since I have so much lightning damage, and I have a Electrocute 15%, and that multiplies there, if I use Electrocute Arc Lightning, it's basically the same damage as Arcane or Spark. Except it hits that much faster, so I'm actually went back to using Arc Lightning. I was using just the regular hits 10 targets rune. I'm like, you know what? I just want to do more damage, so I went back to Arc Lightning. I have fully buffed with Wavering Will on. I get to like 11, anywhere between 11 to 13 mil toughness, so I don't have to really worry about taking too much damage, and I have the full All Guilds set on, so I also get reduced damage by 7% on missiles and melee, and then 15 reduced damage from elites and 15% damage increase against elites, and I have a sweet Stone of Jordan, which is also damage to elites, and also it rolled lightning damage natively, so that made it even better. I was like, okay, more damage against elites and more lightning damage. This is perfect. If I throw a Stormcrow on, which is not the most advisable thing to do for this gear set, I could get almost like 85% lightning damage. It's crazy.
Oh, nice.
And that's
kind of... Not to interrupt you, Sam, but I was going to say it's kind of interesting tidbit that before it was called ranged in melee, but now it's called missile in melee. So I wonder if they replaced the guy who did that text before with some guy who played D&D when he was younger, and then he said, oh, it's missile, not ranged.
You know, I would never have thought about that. I'm glad you're here with that kind of knowledge. That's what you bring to the
because
show.
I was studying it to try and figure it out. I'm like, wait a minute, it says missile. What? No, it's ranged. Oh, but it says missile, so I guess we have to call it missile now. But that's kind of cool, though, because it brings back all that throwback stuff from D&D stuff. Missile. Arr.
So, yeah, so, I guess just closing out my little Diablo 3 things. I've gone 1,000 bounties, and pretty much, I would say 950 of them have been all Act 1. I still have not got my Ring of Royal Grandeur. I have come to terms that it'll be probably another 1,000 before I get it. But yeah. Oh boy, but I have like 5,000.
Oh, I got mine.
I know you got yours, but on the plus side, I have like 5,000 Vile Crystals, 5,000 plus Arcane Dust, like 500 plus Rift Keys. So I'm like everyone's best friend. In fact,
we can tell you only play one character because I'm broke. I have all my characters pretty much a 70, and they're all geared out to pretty much get into Torment, and I have like nothing. I've done like 2,000 bounties, and yes, I have my Ring of Royal Grandeur too. My first one was a troll. It was at level 29. I was like, oh my god.
Ouch.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything you guys want to add on to? Any other maybe more detailed things for Diablo 3 on how the characters are going, or any other potential big things that may need to be addressed?
Yeah, the end game for wizards right now is like really sad compared to pretty much every other class. They just don't, like, their abilities don't scale as high as other classes. They pretty much cap out at like 300% weapon damage, while other classes get like some abilities that are spammable for less cost, which do way more damage. And they also don't get a offhand weapon. So they are addressing this slightly with a upcoming patch. I read that they're buffing offhands for wizards and witch doctors, so they're gonna be more competitive to dual wielding classes, which is a good thing to hear, but I feel like they have to do like a really big buff to those offhands in order to compensate for the wizard endgame right now. So
you must play wizard.
Yeah, I mained a wizard, so I actually re-rolled a monk because
it's kind of funny because every other class is saying the same thing, and they're all poking fun at the wizard because the wizard out from the gate is the bursty damage. They can get to the higher torments faster, but not compete at the same level as other classes once they get the torment. The wizard is the rabbit. Every other class is the turtles, and the turtles get there in the end, but they're better. You know what I'm saying? That's one way to look at it. If you want to play a wizard, you're gonna get there first, but you're gonna get passed up.
Yeah, that's kind of how it seems. Because it's also a little. I don't want to say, "Oh my God, poor wizards!" Like, "Oh no,
Rip.
I don't feel bad for wizards at all.
No, I'm not trying to be like buff wizards or anything. I don't want to seem like that, but it's even a little weird considering that we're Intel-based class, and I remember back in Diablo 3 beta patch 10, beta was actually on what was then the Diablo Expressions website. We put together like a 16-page beta feedback Word doc at that time. And one of the things that was changed very next patch, which I could basically say we were contributing factor into.
We contributed. Yeah.
It was a contributing factor is because back then, dexterity gave you plus dodge percentage, which it does now. Strength gave you plus armor, which it does now. But Intel during that time in the beta and prior was plus health if I could talk, plus health to health globes, which you would think is an amazing thing. It probably would be now, considering that there's a lot more mechanics going around it. But I basically said in like a true false statement was saying, okay, dodge helps you helps prevent you from taking damage. Armor helps prevent you from taking damage. Plus health from health globes gives you health back after you've killed something. That is the main difference of the special unique ability to intellect. So I actually suggested, why not just make it all resist like it is in WoW? I mean, it fits the character class, it fits the archetype of a wizard and even a witch doctor. I mean, the more knowledge you have, the more you can resist stuff. I mean, it kind of goes together. And they even gave him like a ridiculous, at that time what I thought was like a ridiculous like formula. Like for every 100, like for every 100 we get like 10. Or for every 10 it equals 1. And like the very next patch it got changed. And I'm like, okay, wait, it is changing and they are using the 100 to 1 or are they using the 10 to 1 ratio, whatever it is. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting, that's pretty cool. So to have that and to have intellect pools of nearly 10,000, which means you're all resist, it's 1,000 base before Paragon points, before any additional intellect from gear, and still have weird issues, it makes you think, well, maybe that 30% base reduction and now the 15% for the Crusader actually does mean a whole lot more than players once thought. But I guess only more testing will tell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty. Anything more to add that I may have missed?
They need to fix gold.
Yeah, definitely.
I've had other friends complain about it, but
it's
I haven't
kind
had
of
any
fun.
troubles.
It's kind of funny because I pretty much started hardcore with like only like 2 million gold, and I've been playing 10 to 16-hour days, but I have like no gold to show for it. You know, so it's like I've been doing bounties, I've been doing rifts and stuff, and it's like, where's the gold? You know, like it's nowhere.
Yeah.
Gotta get your gold find set, bro.
Oh, no! I have to have gold to enchant my gold gear to be viable, so I don't die. You know what I'm saying? It's not my gold find gear is not even good enough to use in normal and hardcore at level 70. So it's like, oh, I'm screwed. You know, because I got to get gold to make my gold gear viable, so I can use it to get gold. So it's like chicken and egg here. You know?
Yeah, it really is a problem. It would be nice if they had a more defined way, like they did something.
I actually have an idea for that. Put gold bars on treasure goblins, right? And they have a 1 in 5 chance of dropping when you kill a treasure goblin. And then you have like 5 types of gold bars. One gold bar is 200,000 gold. Another one is like 300,000. Another one's 500,000. And then the last one's like 1 million, right? And that has a probability of dropping per that 1 in 5 chance. So it's 1 in 5 times 1 in 5 whatever chance of dropping that particular bar that you want from the treasure goblin. And that would totally solve it, because treasure goblins, you chase the treasure goblin because it's got crafting mats right now. But it's like, you know what? If there was that thing that made it so much better, I would risk dying to get that treasure goblin. And if it had a chance of dropping 1,000,000 gold bar, I would chase that thing in the high hell waters.
That actually, building off of that idea, what if they also added a ring, like the puzzle ring, but it was like a gold bar on the ring, and it was just like a regular ring, except for like the legendary affix was like guaranteed chance of getting a like 500,000 gold bar or higher, like a whatever fancy name they would give the gold bars, like a 1 or higher. So when you want to go kill a goblin, you actually guarantee yourself a higher one. So it would actually go into the fantasy of having a gold gear set itself. That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We should do a write-up on that.
Yeah.
And then submit it. Yeah, we'll do
Maybe.
that. Alright. Now, let's move on, because God, did we spend a lot of time on that. To move into the bigger topic of Heroes of the Storm. Alright.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alright, Heroes of the Storm. We have links to the PAX East Day 1, Day 2, and Day 3 recap. Last week was also the Brightwing Hero Week. He's kind of scary. It's like he looks innocent and everything, but I don't know. They always made him look like he was like a man eater or something like that. A couple of screenshots, like be wary of the fairy dragon. There is a Heroes Technical Alpha patch notes, and subsequent every Tuesday they're doing a free hero rotation update, so that's a good time to do it. And I know for myself and for other players who are looking at the alpha, especially looking at the prices of the heroes, the skins, and the mounts, going, this is like really expensive.
Yeah, what is it? What is the details on that?
Well, they finally implemented a bundle pack tab, and those bundle packs are like really worth it, because they outline like the actual cost if you bought everything individually. Some of them are like upwards of like $50 to buy everything, and they're marked down to like $20
Wait, what?
for the bundle. So and they have them buy like a starter pack, and then they have a StarCraft pack, a Diablo 3 pack, and then a World of Warcraft pack, which are subsequently cheaper than the starter pack. The starter pack has probably 3 or 4 more heroes, 1 or 2 more skins, and I think comes with at least 1, if not 2 mounts. I don't know off the top of my head. But yeah, like if you're in the alpha right now and you either didn't know or have looked, yeah, definitely get it on now, because it says I think that the dollar amount specifically says sale, and then says certain percentage off. So I don't know if these bundle prices are always going to be there.
So, how does this work? Does it work like with Marvel Heroes, where you get some starter characters, and then the rest of them you gotta buy or something, or?
Well, the way it works is primarily how League of Legends works. You go in, and if you have a fresh account, like you make an account, you log in, you'll be able to participate with the 5 free heroes of the week. Once you get up to, I think, level 3 or 4, don't kill me for getting this wrong, but at a certain early level, you will unlock a 6 free hero character rotation slot. So then at that point, you'll have access to 6 free heroes of the week. And then after that, you can use in-game gold to buy heroes, skins, and mounts. But the price per either of those changes either slightly to drastically, depending on what hero or what skin it is. So it's not always there.
So are we technically going to be starting to see pay-to-win issues here, because the better characters are going to be a lot more expensive, or?
Well, Nova is a specialist, if I remember, or a support character, if I remember correctly. Diablo is just a warrior, and Tassadar is a specialist character. All 3 are very different in the way they play, but they are all very effective once you get them down. So I don't think there will be a technical play to win aspect. And I think any aspect of pay to win would only arise if one or two heroes are absolutely more broken and more overpowered than the others, in which case they'll be brought properly in line with the other ones. So that's why they're not as overpowered as they should be. So I don't think it's just a model that they're using that's being used in LoL, and somewhat different in Dota 2. But that's just how they get the game to survive and support it.
So basically, how I'm understanding this is basically every week you get 5 new characters from the pool of total characters, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Is this going to be an ongoing thing once the game goes live from beta, or is this just going to be a beta alpha thing just to get people to try new characters?
No, it's just the way that it's going to be. It's a way of them testing.
So if I put $0 in, I get to play only the 5 random characters that week, per se. And then potentially I could put money in to play the characters that I want, and those will be unlocked forever.
Yes.
Okay.
Once you purchase a character, whether it's through the in-game gold system or through real money, it's permanently unlocked, even on that hero's off weeks. So say Nova is up this week, which she is. You could play her whenever. But say next week she's off rotation, she'll still be available for you if you've purchased her. So you don't have to worry
Oh, okay.
So it's perfectly fine.
So is it given a reasonable timestamp that you could potentially get one of these characters from game assets in a week or so? Or is it more along the lines of like a long-term thing where, okay, you're going to be playing the weekly heroes for like a couple months till you can unlock with in-game gold or something another character? Or is it, how does that work?
Well, Beta, you would probably be able to comment more kind of from your experience in LoL, but I would think they should try to aim for what? What would you feel would be more comfortable from your experience? Like being able to save up enough gold currency to get a new hero every 2 weeks if you're playing somewhat steadily?
Yeah, well, if it's anything like League of Legends, different characters cost different prices. So
What should I definitely do?
So, I mean, it kind of depends. Like, some characters are just going to cost more than others. So, some characters you're going to be able to farm in a day, easy peasy, no problem. And then some characters are just going to be more pricey. So, they might take like a week. But I don't think at a week you can probably farm any character, like, with a couple hours a day.
So are they doing the same thing like they did with Hearthstone? Like if you put real money in right now to test the characters, are you going to get those characters or just the money back once it goes live?
You will be getting the gold currency equivalent back, which is exactly what they did in Hearthstone. If you put $80 in and you bought like 240 packs, you got the exact gold currency for those 40 pack bundles back, so you can buy those 80 packs back exactly. So there's no risk of losing money. Unless, God forbid, something really tragic happens to the servers. But
I thought they didn't do a reset in Hearthstone.
No, they did one wipe, and that was much earlier in the closed beta process.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But that was the only time they did any form of currency pushback. After that, it was whatever you have is what you're going to have, and even into full-on release. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they're probably going to follow the same exact model, where they may do one more wipe before they go in the closed beta, I'm imagining, and then you may not have to worry about having to rebuy stuff. They may just let the game go in that way, especially if they have a decent enough matchmaking system where all the people who are in and have higher levels are kind of put against each other, and the new players are put against the new players. But who knows? That's way out there in the future for them to decide on.
So basically, like the only game modes right now are cooperative and then single player against the bots and stuff.
Yeah, there's the practice mode, which is basically you and 4 AIs against another team of AIs. There's cooperative, which is you and 4 other human players against a AI team, and then there's the versus mode, which is you and 4 other human players against a team of 5 other human players. So
Okay.
that's what is available right now. And there may be a very big potential for that to be expanded on, because if which they've commented a lot on, they want to get the game engine and the game engine tools, which are basically just a modded version of the StarCraft 2 engine, to be able to be given to the player base and have them do stuff with it, just in like the StarCraft 2 arcade. So you're already taking a Mumba, which is ironic because the original Warcraft 3 Defense of the Ancients map was a mod of Warcraft 3, if I'm getting all my terminology right. So it's almost the other way around, where they're giving you the Mumba now, and you're going to be making all your mods off the Mumba to do something else. So I wonder if they're really going to do that to see if someone can come up with the next big genre-defining game, because it would be coming off of a Mumba to begin with, not having to recreate it the first time. It'll be very interesting when people come
Now,
up with.
do you have to have StarCraft, like pay for it to actually get access to that development system?
Yes, because it comes with the actual game. It's part of that suite. Well, I'll say 99.9% sure. I don't know. Maybe they let it come out individually, but it uses all the in-game texture files. So I'm assuming you'd have to have the game to have access to those files anyways.
Because I was thinking about looking into that and trying to make a game. Because I wanted to try and make a game, try one of those 30-day challenges to see if you can do it or see if you like it or whatever, just for funsies, So I might end up having to pay for the game and whatnot if I'm going to get that, then that'd be fun.
Yeah. I definitely like StarCraft. Well, okay, before we go that far, is there anything anyone else has to add I may have missed, or anything you would like to add?
That website with all the PAX East recaps, those are interesting. The little 5-minute videos.
Yeah, those are all very interesting. Gave more insight on what they're doing, and just more information on kind of what they've always said. Why they're doing the pay model, why they're doing rotation, all that other fun stuff. But it's just more to get more information and more insight, rather than last 70 shutout of knowledge.
And oh my god, that first video, that one CM guy, I thought he was actually messing up. I'm like, oh my god, why are they putting this on here? Is this an error? But then when I saw a little farther into it, it's like, oh, it's a gag. Okay, it's cool.
Yeah. Alrighty. So with that, we will leave. Actually, before we leave Heroes Land, there on our YouTube page, GrindExp, we have a new playlist that we're going to be dumping a whole bunch of videos into. It will contain gameplay footage, very quick 5 to 7 minute max spotlights of each individual hero, its abilities, try to show off its traits, and all the skins, just so you get a very quick, very simple description of each hero, and what they do and how they interact and how they look, and how to actually know how the abilities work. Is it a projectile? Is it a cone? Is it a short range? Is it a medium range? Actually let you see the ranges and everything in a non-stress gameplay environment, and very quick that you can go through 1 or 2 within 10 minutes. Nice. So look out for those on the channel. Again, probably starting maybe 1 or 2 out this weekend for when I'm on vacation, but definitely when I get back, we're going to be ramping up to try to get 3 or 4 done a week until we have them all done. So just want to get that in there before we leave Heroes Land and go off to StarCraft 2. Now, StarCraft 2, as always, has always been steady. The three news items are the World Championship Series WCS will be returning, as it has been for the past couple of years, to BlizzCon. I did not watch any of it last year when we were at BlizzCon, but Dan, did you hear it? It was there. People were ruckus. They had at least 20 giant TV screens showing off the matches that were currently going, and it was definitely a sight to behold. It was really awesome. And if there weren't so many panels I want to go to, I probably would have stopped and watched a couple of matches. Because there's nothing like a really good, hyped up StarCraft 2 match.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of them on the live session at home.
Yeah, it's definitely a sight to behold. It's very awesome. Another news item is DreamHack Open 2014 back arrest has been posted with the information April 26th to 27th for earning a spot at the position at the top of the WCS global standings. And you could click the link and go up to there. I think there's a $25,000 prize pool involved in it as well. And lastly, the 2014 Season 2 has begun for the 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, and 4v4 ladder maps, which were announced a couple of weeks ago, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. We made note of that. I think either last GrindExp or one before that. So that's it for StarCraft 2 news. Now, even though we're going to get to the aforementioned BlizzCon at the end of the show, I do hope, a personal hope, as being a longtime Protoss player, just loving the lore of Protoss and everything like that, and how I feel they've been incredibly shit upon by anything and everything in the game from the end, from basically the mid-Brood War until now. I just hope that Legacy of the Void is where you see a giant Protoss army just come from nowhere and just roars to life and just lays the smackdown on whatever they need to and just gets back ire and just rebuilds the planet and returns to their glory days, because it's just so sad to see lore-wise them being smacked down left and right. It's these are the most technology advanced rays, and here they are racing from planet to planet and everything just to be just to survive, let alone try to defend themselves from this Yelnaga threat, or not so much the Kerrigan Zerg threat, but that's always still out there, and there's those dumbass Terrans. But hopefully with Manx being not in the picture anymore, we won't have to worry about them anymore. So that's my only wish, and of course the Legacy of the Void announcement, and get a nice kick-ass trailer. Yeah, that's my only hope. That's my hope. So with that, we'll move on to World of Warcraft, and this is where I say, oh yeah, I get to rest and not talk anymore, and Beta, you take over. Yeah.
I kind of feel there should be little intro theme songs, dun, 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 moving on to the next thing, whatever.
Never. Yeah, it takes too much time.
We need Quad with the soundboard.
Oh, Beta, better yet, start singing.
No. Okay.
No. Well,
so
no.
World of Warcraft. Let's see.
You.
We've got our first alpha patch notes. Are those live on the website, Dread? Or that's just data mined?
No, that's link. I always take links directly from the Blizzard page. I don't know if that's not the first alpha patch notes. That maybe there's several one. Ouch. Several. This whatever. The third or the fourth one out. But yeah, all the links I do in the blog are from Blizzard itself.
Cool. So yeah, we've got a bunch of updates on a bunch of the classes. Which class do you play, Dread? Or did you play?
Take a guess.
You played Mage.
Yes, you are correct.
Well, let's see here. Looks like the Death Knights, Monks, Priests, Shamans, Druids, Paladins, and Rogues all got some updates this patch. Oh yeah, they added an ability, so in one of the alpha patches for Death Knights, they straight up removed Army of the Dead, and after rioting happened on the forums, people bent their arm, and not only did they add it back into the game, but they also removed the cast time on it, so you don't have to sit there channeling Army of the Undead anymore. Yeah.
Oh.
You just get an army of the undead that slowly creep up and then fight for your side. So lots of people are really excited about that change, and they added, they just basically it's a lot of like damage tuning. Death coil cost removed down to 30 power from 40. Um, let's see here. Glyph of Outbreak has been removed. Sudden Doom no longer reduces cost of Death Coil. Just like mainly this patch is just tweaking. They're not really doing a lot of major things to it. But yeah, the alpha of Warlords of Draenor is definitely well on its way. And let's see here. Looks like we've got some Warlords of Draenor PvP and class updates. So they're saying that particularly this expansion, they released this. What they want to do is they really kind of want to focus on the PvP. They kind of say this every other expansion. It seems like oh yeah, we totally overhaul the PvP, but this time they're not only looking at the max level endgame PvP, but they're kind of looking at PvP abroad, so across levels 10 through 90 or 100 or whatever it's going to be now. So you've got they're changing resilience and health pools and everything all over again, and they've got a nice little YouTube clip of it now. It's called the WoW Source, Warlords of Draenor PvP and class updates. Basically, what they're doing is they're condensing down the types of diminishing returns, so you're not going to be as hard CC'd as often as you were in Cataclysm, or in Mists of Pandaria, or Cataclysm for that matter. But so what that's going to allow you to do is you're going to be able to play your character more often, and any person that played a healer in PvP, you'll understand the frustration it is to be a healer. So you're really glad of this change.
Oh man, healers are so OP early on, man, with those bubbles. Ugh.
Oh man, I love being a priest. Those good times.
Did they make that change yet, where they're going from the PvP gear to regular gear, and now all gear is just gonna be regular gear or something?
I think
Yeah, in the I'll just bring up two very quick points to add on to what you just said and what Beta said. In that WoW source, they did bring that up, like how it was gonna be like a regular gear rating of like 584, like whatever it was gonna be, but it also had like a PvP rating of like 90. But I've been myself personally, I've been out of the WoW game so much. I'm like, okay, I understand they're making one gear is gonna have two ratings for PvE, one for PvE, one for PvP. That's why I got out of it, but they didn't really elaborate that much more after it. It's probably something that's still in heavy in flux, which I would imagine.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you mentioned that they were actually truly focusing on PvP, and as showing for it, they mentioned is since they have all this much better, I know that's a bad grammar, they have better technology now compared to what they were, say, several expansions ago, even with Mists of Pandaria. What they're going to do is, instead of waiting to progressively unlock the higher level caps, and then towards the end, where they were always getting to the higher levels with like a month left in the closed beta, and then they had just that 1 month window to test out max level PvP, and then that was it. They're actually going to have a whole server where people can go on to. It's going to be just really PvP only. You go in, you get an automatic max level character, you get to select your gear. It's like the tournament servers that they have, the arena tournament servers. You go in, you get the max level gear, and you do what you need to do to your gear, and then you just go right into the PvP. So we're going to be able to balance PvP from the very early stages at the max level. So they have a very good understanding of what needs to be done. That's why they're not doing stuff 2 or 3 patch cycles into the expansion. And a leap off of that, they're actually going to be able to do the same exact thing with that on instances and raid content. So they're going to be able to test raid content a whole lot earlier in the alpha cycle. So those are much better tuned and balanced instead of waiting again 2 or 3 patch cycles into the expansion for that stuff to be corrected, which I assume a lot of the player base, whether you are in the raid PvE or the PvP cycle, will be glad to hear.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Moving on, we've got the new TV series, which is actually just going to be posted on the internet, I believe. I don't think it's going to be actually on TV.
Yeah, it's like each episode's like 9.5 minutes, like a little web series. I'm only mentioning it because I did watch American Choppers and Senior vs. Junior. I love the bikes. I love the bikes, but towards the end it got way too heavy-handed in the family drama. But I love the bikes and how they created them and all that stuff. So that's the only reason why I bring it up. And for crying out loud, the winning bike is going to be put into the game. So why wouldn't you be interested?
Yeah. Like I was saying, they are doing a new show. It's the
Sorry, I kind of cut you off there.
Yeah, they're doing the Azeroth Choppers premiere. So basically, they're going to be making motorcycles in real life that are going to be World of Warcraft themed, and then they're going to be put into the game. And there's going to be one of each faction. There's going to be a Horde and Alliance one, and the winning faction is going to be put into the game, I believe. Now,
that is correct.
I wouldn't be surprised. This is just hypothesis. There's no inside source here on this, but I wouldn't be surprised if they actually just ended up doing both. They ended up doing both bikes. Just like
how would they put a bike like that into WoW? Like the theme is just like, unless they really make it look like a real World Warcraft-ish type theme bike. If they make it look like a regular chopper, I don't see how it'll fit in the game.
Okay, all the years, and you said you watched it, all the years watching American Chopper and Junior vs. Senior, with the incredible work that they do on all the bikes, like the real specialty bikes, like the real one-offers, I have no doubt that the design development team will have no issues getting the bikes to look what they need to look like to say, okay, that in-game bike is that real-life chopper. Of course, it's going to have a limited polygon count. It's not going to be as detailed. They're going to have to make some cuts here, some cuts there. But I have no doubt they will be able to get the look and the feel of the bike when it gets into the game. And I kind of agree with Beta. They're going to put both. I have no doubts they're going to put both in. It's only meant to get hype for the series and get people excited for another thing about World of Warcraft. It would just be kind of hilarious if the side who won got their bikes for free, but the side that didn't had to go out and like buy them or earn them through a quest line as like a snow almost.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. Which faction are you guys rooting for?
There is only one faction, and that is always the Horde.
I'm with you there.
I'm a goblin kind of guy, so.
Okay, good. Well, we're all in agreement, though. For the Horde.
I'm a goblin kind of guy, so
For the neutral. Although they're technically Horde now, but they were neutral at one point.
Only because your Dragon Lord blew up our home and took us away and made us slaves. I'm just saying.
Oh, it's not my problem.
Alright.
For the Blood Elves.
Whatever. Alright. Is that it for WoW?
That's it for WoW.
Alrighty. Let's move on to the last game, Hearthstone, in which I will also let you talk.
Yee! Hearthstone! So there's lots of exciting information with Hearthstone. First of all, you guys probably know, we talked about it a little bit on the last podcast, but there's going to be a new expansion coming out in pretty soon.
Adventure, right?
Yeah, it's okay. So it's not.
Let's call it what it is.
Expansion, I guess, but like it's like
it's
more like a
people
patch.
Confused.
Yeah, they're just adding a couple cards to the game, but
30. It's not
30.
a couple. It's 30.
That is
It's
a couple.
30.
So should
You
I
know-
wait on my free packs until that comes out then, so I can get those instead?
Mm,
Because remember we got those packs for pre-order and Reaper Souls.
that's right. we did.
They're probably pre-programmed anyways.
Oh, boo!
Maybe.
Okay.
So they introduced one of the cards, and it's a druid card. They spoiled it. So spoiler alert. There's a new druid card that destroys all minions on the battlefield, replaces them with 2/2 spider creatures. So what that's going to allow you to do is you're going to be able to have more hard removal for druids. So, if there's a board state, right, and your friend just played Ragnaros, Tyrion, Ysera on you, and you've got, like, I don't know, a Mad Bomber, right? You would much rather be facing some 2/2 spiders than all of that stuff. Or
I thought it was 2/2 treants or whatever.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Oh.
Treants?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't looked at the card in a while, but yeah, so that's going to be definitely a game-changing card, and it'll definitely see a lot of play. I think they also have the mana cost. I don't remember what it is, though. Oh, I'm bad at this, but it's going to be a fun card, and it's definitely going to fill a notch that the druids definitely need. But they also announced, with the BlizzCon announcement, this April, at the end of the season, the top 4 players of each region. So, you know how there's like legendary ranks, right? And then if you're in the top 4 of those legendary ranks, so North America, Europe, Brazil, and I think China.
I'll check for you. If you know.
Those people are going to be able to compete for BlizzCon. There's going to be a tournament at BlizzCon this year again. Instead of having just, kind of like the streamers, they're going to actually have the players that are really, really the best of the best. Like these guys have, a thorough understanding of deck designing. They know the power of each card. But it's not just that. With Hearthstone, there's a lot of I hate to say this, but like a lot of it comes down to like RNG. So you either get the cards or you don't get the cards, and the cards you get, those cards, they have coin flippy chances too. Like I like to bring this card up a lot because I think it's kind of a problematic card, and I wish they would redesign it. But like Ragnaros, right? Your opponent's at 8 life. He's got 2 minions on the field. You've got a 1 in 3 chance of winning the tournament. I was watching this other tournament that is a Hearthstone tournament, but it was sponsored. It was themed by schools. So there are colleges. So one college would have their own little tournament, and then they bring a representative. And then other schools would have little tournaments and internal tournaments. And then they'd have a representative, and then those representatives would go in their own tournament and compete for first prize. And I was watching one of the tournaments, and the guy was just like, yeah, I had nothing on the board. My opponent was at like 6 life, and I top decked a Leroy and won. It's just like, so with Hearthstone, it's a lot of skill, a lot of really good deck designing, calculated plays. I hate to say that, but they're thinking 10 steps ahead. Like, I have no play right now. I need to draw a card, and if I draw this one certain card, then I can potentially win the game, rather than just like losing right off the bat. So, it's a lot of skill and a lot of luck for these Hearthstone tournaments. So we'll see how these top 4 of each region come along, and we'll see if there's any new exciting innovative decks. We don't really know if they're going to be able to use these new cards at the BlizzCon tournament. I imagine they will, because they already said that they're not going to make like a vanilla Hearthstone set. You're going to be able, at any point, all the cards in the game are going to be usable. So your Ysera, your Ysera is always going to be usable. At any point, there's not going to be rotations of cards like other games, other card games. So I imagine they're going to be able to use the Curse of Naxxramas cards and any other cards that come out between now and BlizzCon at these tournaments. So there's definitely going to be a lot of innovation between now and then. And moving on from the tournament, we've also got.
If I could, I just want to confirm the 4 regions is Americas, Europe, China, and then the last one is Korea, Taiwan / Taiwan. So it's both of them.
Okay.
I think you misstepped and said Brazil, but.
Oh, did I? Yeah, I did. I definitely.
Korea, Taiwan. Yeah. So just wanted to make that little correction.
Thank you. And moving on from that, there's also new announcement. Hearthstone is finally available on iPad. Some Android, some other tablets and stuff have already have the capability of running it, but now it's officially released on the iPad, and you can pick it up at the the store for the App Store for your tablet, and it's going to be free to download and play with the option of purchasing cards as well. So.
And this is what causes the zombie apocalypse. Everyone is playing Hearthstone on their phones and their tablets and not doing their jobs, and everything runs amok. And the guy who's supposed to be controlling diseases was actually playing Hearthstone, and disease got out, and hence zombie apocalypse.
That's awesome, though. But the crazy thing about this releasing on the iPad was that within 24 hours, or within the first week, Hearthstone became one of the top downloaded games for the, or not even games, programs for apps for the tablet. So it's pretty impressive, to say the least, that Hearthstone now has a even wider pool of people to fight against.
Yeah, it's really easy to get into and play.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fun against your friends, frustrating against ranking people.
Yeah. Oh, yep. And then they're also moving on from that. We've got the Fireside Gathering, where I think they're gonna just talk about development, and different cards. Let's see here. Yeah. So Fireside Gatherings actually. It's real life public hangouts, like coffee shops, bookstores, and dorms where you can meet and talk about Hearthstone with other players. So they're trying to get even more widespread. They're trying to meet you up with people in your area to play games and do little tournaments and stuff.
It's weird. It's almost like they're, even though it started off as this whole digital card game, they're trying to make it a physical card game.
But they can't, though. That's the thing.
They can, but it's
meet at LAN parties,
Yeah,
that's essentially what it is. I mean, you
Right.
go to a card shop, if they have Wi-Fi, you can play. You just connect to the Wi-Fi, and you're playing against your opponent. You just have to make sure they're not looking at your screen, or they know exactly what you have. But they're trying to foster that kind of atmosphere, and I don't knock them for it. I mean, it's always better knowing the people you're playing against, because you always have this thing, you're playing against a snotty 8-year-old or 15-year-old, or just a really overly aggressive, way too into it 60-year-old or something like that. And you're but once you start meeting people, oh no, he's not so bad. He may be a little bit of a a dick, but he's kind of okay. And then it kind of adds that social atmosphere to the game, which is kind of hard to do with Hearthstone. I mean, other than doing stuff well played, or that was a mistake.
Yeah,
Watch,
it takes a
real life
social
brawling.
level. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
all
Across
that things
the
that you
table.
get, all the things you didn't get to say across the game in the game.
Yeah.
You now get to say to your opponent, maybe this wasn't a good idea. They'll reconsider it.
Yeah, but I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to create a more social, more get out there, be social aspect to the game, which is very easy to do. I mean, if you have a tablet an iPad specifically. Android will be coming later on down the road in development.
Yeah, if you can get Hearthstone on a cell phone, my God, dude, just the reach that it'll get, oh, it'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
will have that on their phone.
It will be. But yeah, so that's what they're trying to do with all these gatherings. Just trying to make the game more open, more sociable. You know, not like I'm playing a card game in my grandmother's basement type deal.
Yep. And then one last thing, polishing off the Hearthstone news. The end of the season, they're technically calling it the first season, even though it's not the first season. The end of season 1 is coming to an end this April. I mentioned that the top 4 people are going to go to BlizzCon to duke it out, but just what's also special about the season is that I think if you hit rank 20, which is super easy to do, you can't lose rank between 20 and 24 or 5, or you start out with. If you hit rank 20, you're going to get the special Pandarian back for your cards, and that your opponents that you fight will get to see that. So definitely worth playing Hearthstone right now. This is going to be like a one-time thing, and then that back you won't be able to obtain again. So I highly recommend, if you haven't tried Hearthstone, just pick it up, get to rank 20, super easy, you can't lose, you can't go down rank. Go get your Pandaria back, give it a try, it's fun, it's worth playing. And that's about it for the Hearthstone.
Alrighty. Now normally this would be the end, but we're not doing too bad on time. We're around there. So with and I like to think I had some part in it, when really I had no part in it whatsoever. But when was it, like Tuesday morning? I did a tweet to Mike Morham. I don't know if I screwed his name up. I'm sorry if I did. Asking, when are we gonna get a BlizzCon announcement? Like, yes, no, maybe, soon TM, soon TM, when it's ready, question mark. And I went to lunch, came back from lunch. BlizzCon 2014, November 7th and 8th. Buy your tickets May 7th and 10th. So, yeah, so BlizzCon 2014 is going to happen. It is going to be November 7th and 8th. The tickets will be going on sale, like previous years, in 2 batches. It will be May 7th at I want to be sure I'm good on this, because there may be that one person who'll be like, I totally blame you for screwing up and giving me the wrong time. So you hear my wondrous clicking, because I was not prepared.
Tappity tap tap tap.
Thank you, Illidan. So May 7th will be the first batch of tickets, and that will be at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're East Coaster like myself, that is actually 10 p.m. on Wednesday, May 7th. And the second batch of tickets will be going on sale on Saturday, May 10th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 1 p.m. in the afternoon for any of you East Coasters out there. Everyone in between, do your own calculations. A big departure, though, which is causing some kind of ruckus, which is not warranted yet still warranted, because there's a lot of questions that are still up there which haven't been addressed, and we're less than 2 weeks out. We're about a week and a half from the first batch of tickets, and there's a lot of questions that need to be asked. It is not going to be handled by Blizzard. It's being handled by a third-party site called Eventbrite, and the site is very lean, but there's a lot of information that will probably be requested once you try to buy. And the bigger issue is there will no longer be a queue system attached to getting a ticket. So it's not a matter of simply refreshing the website, get in the queue, and then wait to see if you get to the ticket screen. It is now like Ticketmaster or Live Nation. As soon as it goes up for sale, you get in, you pick how many you want up front, you most likely, and I think a couple people have proven that you cannot change your ticket quantity after you get past the initial selection. So if you are going to buy 4 tickets, you need to pre-select 4, then hit buy, and then you just need to pray that they were still available as you clicked the 4 and hit OK.
It's funny because a lot of people are like scoffing, they're like, oh yeah, what difference does it make selecting 4 versus just like checking out? And honestly, that like
People don't
0.5
know.
seconds is like a huge thing. Like that's the difference between number like 1,000 in the pool and like 3,000, and like super diminishing your chances of getting a ticket.
Now, are we going to have to create an Eventbrite account or something? Because if somebody goes to the website and be like, oh my god, I didn't create an account, that time it takes them to create an account while they're trying to do the ticket thing probably just screwed them out of getting a ticket.
Well, that's kind of their problem.
Yeah, if you're going to try to make a ticket, if you're trying to buy a ticket like I am, just make your account now. There were some issues with people saying like they had to link their Facebook account. That's what I did originally. But if you navigate to the homepage and click on the sign up, I think you can pretty much do it with just an email address and a password, and just go from there. You can set up home address, billing address, work address, soup to nuts. But as far as I can tell, you cannot save credit card information on the site, which may be a silver lining blessing in disguise, because if you can't save your credit card information, it kind of adds a few seconds to the botters who are trying to do it, because now you have to enter in your credit card information manually. You can't just have it saved and selected and you just cash out. You actually have to enter it in manually. It has to be processed, has to go through. So I'm only going to reiterate what I've heard around the podcasting and just general community who wants to go to BlizzCon, is team up with as many people who are going to go hell or high water buying a ticket, and when that comes, just have all their information on it, like their name, their address, phone number, whatever basic information like that they need to fill out for them, just in case it's actually required. Because one of the lingering questions, especially I have, is if you're buying and you're in a group of 4, but you don't know who those 4 people are yet, or you're just buying 4 extra, or you're just buying 1 ticket for you and 3 extra tickets for people who may not know they can go yet, do you need to know names? Do you need to know names and addresses? Do you need all that information up front, or are these tickets going to be like concert tickets? You just buy 4 tickets and you bought 4 tickets, and then they'll have like a code that you register to the individual Battle.net accounts. Like we don't know how this is working, and it hasn't been really well explained yet. And like I said, we're only a week and a half away from these tickets going on sales. Like we need to know this information, because you could be part of a group of 4, have all, and get to one person gets to the logout screen, and you have like 15 minutes to gather everyone's information, type it out frantically, and then try to put in your credit card information and hope everything is right, and then hopefully you didn't miss out on the tickets in the first place. So it's a little nerve-wracking, and believe me folks, last year I tried along with Beta to get him a ticket. By the time he hit the accept button, and between the time I did, he got was able to get in and get a ticket for himself, I was too far out by the time the page refreshed. So this is actually a big deal. It cannot be stressed enough how much it actually is. But straying away from the controversy that is the third-party site and all the other stuff, let's get to the more fun stuff. Like, oh my god, we have a BlizzCon finally.
Yee!
And I think I'm pretty much on I'm going regardless if I get a BlizzCon ticket or not, because my wife will go to Disneyland, and I may try to participate in the World of Podcast event that's out there. And there's enough things to do when the convention is over with people who are going that it may be just worthwhile to go anyways. Just an excuse to get away for like a couple of days for like a mini vacation before the holiday.
Yeah, for
I feel
a meetup
like
and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like next year we should like plan a couple extra days, because it was so like there was like no extra time last year.
Oh no! Believe me, the room I already have the room booked at the Claire Hotel. You remember where JH and Melkor stayed? Like right there. I have a room booked from Wednesday to Sunday.
Nice.
I'm getting there the day before the fan mixer, if there is one this year, and I'm not leaving until the day after the convention like I did last year. Like I'm enjoying the time I'm there, not rushing around.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do something similar. I definitely want a day, like at least an extra day or two to like hang out with people. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. So, any early predictions?
I don't think we'll be seeing another WoW expansion by then. Especially since this one is still in alpha and hasn't even been released. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe a Diablo expansion by then.
No, my conspiracy theory prediction is that they're gonna hold off ladders until BlizzCon.
No way, dude.
I think that's what I think.
Okay. What do they?
You could think
what
that,
do they
but-
do? What do they do with PvP? Granted, different development team, but I remember them saying, "Oh, patch 1.1 will be that particular patch," and we never made it there. It was like this last summer is when we heard about it, and we just never made it to patch 1.1, and then BlizzCon happened, and then all that other, and then Reaper Souls was out, and like, oh, PvP's not coming. So, believe me more than not, the tiered risk will probably come out, and then we'll start getting information about seasons in the March to BlizzCon, and then BlizzCon will probably be the grand reveal, and then like halfway through November is when they'll have the first season, and they'll make that like a longer season.
Well, when is Gamescom?
Gamescom, I think, is late August.
Because
is it that early? I think it is. I think it's late August or in September.
Because technically
Around the
speaking, what we saw at Gamescom is what we saw at BlizzCon. So we can tell what's going to be at BlizzCon by what's going to Gamescom.
Oh, more than not, yeah.
Yeah.
That was how it kind of worked with original Diablo 3 vanilla.
So
But no, I tell you what I think's gonna happen. Probably gonna get a big content edition with Hearthstone. We'll probably get a big content or the last sum up of content reveal for World of Warcraft Alpha. Heroes will probably be very close to release. They'll probably announce an open beta time for that by then. Diablo 3, it'll probably be a giant content update and getting everyone up to snuff on what's going on in development. And I really feel this is going to be a StarCraft 2 year. I really think the time is right for them to announce Legacy of the Void finally. Because it's like the last game. Like, Heroes is in development. Hearthstone just got released. Diablo 3 just got released. World of Warcraft is in its alpha. It's time for the last expansion announcement. And have all the fun goody stuff to go along with it. So that's what I feel is going to happen.
So what about Titan? Are we going to see anything about Titan possibly?
Well, here's the thing. If Titan still exists in any form or fashion, it will probably be next year. If they have one next year, because there's probably not much going to be revealed next year. Maybe a Diablo 2, Diablo 3 expansion. I don't really see a World of Warcraft expansion, even though that's possible. But I think next year will be the good time to do a Titan announcement.
Who is it?
Who is it?
Yeah.
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Tom boy.
I come clean your carpets.
Yeah. See, now you made fun of it, I can't take it out of the podcast, so it's in my Alright. Alright, so I have no clue on band predictions. Who would you like to see play at BlizzCon?
Oh,
I
man.
want to. Ooh.
Okay,
I
so
want to see
that-
Deadmau5.
yeah,
That's realistic, not like how people are saying Metallica. I'm like, I would love to see Metallica. Metallica is not going to play for a bunch of nerds. It ain't going to happen.
they had the survey computer set up at BlizzCon last year, and they're like, "Who do you want to see it as the artist?" And I'm like, "Justin Bieber."
No. Oh my God. Didn't he say he was retiring?
I have no idea, man. I don't pay attention.
No, he's been in customs, arrested so many times they wouldn't even think about getting him. And oh God, would there be an actual riot at Blizzard HQ if they actually did pick him?
I would love to see Daft Punk.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Yep, that would be great.
That would be worth the $200 BlizzCon
Yes,
ticket
that would.
price.
That would be awesome. So, Daft Punk. That's what I was hoping for last year, and I had a strong feeling that it was going to be Daft Punk, and then I was wrong. So you never
Like,
know.
Blink 182. It's like,
Meh.
wow, we're going back to like the 90s on this one.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah. All right. So, any other little tidbits you guys have to add that you may have missed or forgotten about?
Crickets.
I'm excited for BlizzCon, man.
Me too. I really am.
Me
Yep.
too.
I'm gonna. It's gonna be hard, man. There's gonna be so many activities going. You know, between the Hearthstone tournaments, the WoW tournaments.
That's what the virtual ticket is for.
Yeah, exactly. Like the virtual ticket. Like even if you go to BlizzCon, you
I'd
want
still
a
get it,
virtual
yeah.
ticket because it's like you can't go to all the panels that you want to go to, and there's just so much good stuff going around. Like one of my most favorite panels, which we kind of went to on a whim, was the voice actors for Diablo. That had like the voice actor for Tyrael, Deckard Cain. It had oh crap, what's his name? Oh, I have the weapon right here. Shenlong, the Asian guy in the barrel, and it's just like, and
Oh, is that
It
the
was
guy
just
from
a lot
Big
of
Trouble
fun.
in Little China? That actor?
yeah,
Yep.
yep.
Yeah. That guy's awesome.
Yeah, I saw him at the party, the Diablo 3 launch party, and that was pretty fun. Yeah, so it's just like, yeah, definitely you're gonna, like, if you don't go to BlizzCon, at least get the direct TV, because, you get the whatever goodie that everyone else is gonna get too, and you get to watch all the panels, and there's good stuff in there.
Yeah, it was only $30, so.
Yeah. And they do a lot of development insight. Whatever game you like from Blizzard, like there's gonna be a lot of content for it. Unless it's StarCraft. Sorry, I went there.
Hopefully not this year.
Hopefully not. Hopefully this
Damn
will
it.
be the year.
It's StarCraft 2's year.
Yeah.
I may be on the Diablo 3 hard and growing on Heroes, but god damn it, I want my Protoss to kick ass and take names this year.
All right, that's about it for me.
Yeah. Anything for you, JC, or?
No, I'm pretty much spent. Not really new. Other than like
Alright.
comic and stuff.
Alrighty, then let's get this thing closed out. I'm actually impressed. We only added like 10 minutes onto our normal time. That's amazing. Alright, so again, this is podcast episode, Grindcast number 9. Thank you for joining us. You can reach us on Twitter at GrindExp or on Facebook. Just search for GrindExp. Same for YouTube. As I say every week, there is a very simple trend. You can figure it out. You are smart people. Yes, you are. And lastly, for YouTube. Did I
Not
just say
JC
that?
Monkey though.
Well, whatever. So you can do that. Friendly reminder, if you made it this far, we are in Heroes. We will be having gameplay videos on YouTube, as well as hero spotlights, as well as special one-off videos, drunken nights, whatever you feel like doing. So look out for those.
And lots
in
of
the next
articles to
week or
come in the
two.
future too.
Yes, and JC, who's our newest addition, has started a Diablo 3 hardcore article series and will hopefully be in himself on Heroes within the coming weeks. And we'll be doing articles on that as well.
Yes.
And you can catch his Diablo 3, the subsequent Heroes comics at
JCMcomics.com.
jcmcomics.com. Episode 2 is out, and I will be linking back to his website from ours at GrindExp.com. I think I got all the information out of the way. I know I said we would be doing our World of Warcraft box key giveaway starting on this Grindcast, and we will. I just will assemble all the information over the weekend, and I will post it either next Monday or Tuesday. So if you would like to get all your World of Warcraft expansions up to date for preparations for Warlords of Draenor, look out on Monday or Tuesday for that. But until then, I am Dr. J. Dreadscythe, and for my 2 co-buddies on this adventure, Beta and JC.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Thanks for joining us, folks. Have a good one.